A Mortal's Journey to Immortality Episode 235. In the previous episode, within the Grand Hall of the Yellow Dragon Mountains, Han Li witnessed a shocking revelation. The Controlling Spirit Sect's elder, Gu Shuangpu, was exposed as a spy from the Moulan tribes. When his deception was revealed, Gu tried to flee, but the hall's formation sealed all exits with waves of silver light. His attacks were futile. Every strike bounced harmlessly off the barrier. Soon, the bald cultivator of the Nine Nations Union appeared, revealing that the man Gu had killed earlier was only a lifelike puppet. Surrounded, Gu finally admitted the truth. He had long hidden his Moulan origins and infiltrated the Heavenly South cultivators. In his eyes, the Moulan were desperate, starved of resources while the cultivators of the South thrived. His goal was not personal gain, but to help his people rise again, to reclaim enough strength to challenge even the soaring tribe's immortals who had once conquered their lands. But Han Li, ever calm, revealed that he had overheard Gu's secret transmissions with Sagela, his spiritual sense strong enough to pierce even concealed voice techniques. The others were stunned, realizing Han Li's mental strength rivaled that of a late nascent soul master. As the hall filled with the glow of a deadly restriction, Gu Shuangpu's fate was sealed. The silver flowers of light descended, and his cries faded into silence. Now, as the dust settles, Han Li and his companions must face the aftermath of betrayal. And the episode 235 continues. Seeing that the large man possessed such confidence in the hall's restrictions, Han Li blinked but said nothing else. Old Man Ma also felt a twinge of doubt at the bald man's words and frowned slightly. Clearly unsure whether to trust the situation, Han Li, however, simply smiled and spoke calmly, his voice carrying the assurance of someone who had already weighed the possibilities. To tell the truth, Han Li said, although this matter is somewhat troublesome, there is no need to worry too much over it. The bald man, hesitant but intrigued, asked, what does Brother Han mean? Even Old Man Ma looked on with astonishment, curious about Han Li's reasoning. Han Li rubbed his chin thoughtfully, his eyes narrowing in focus. Our alliance leaders must be aware of the Moulan spies infiltrating Heavenly South. Surely, they have apprehended some in the past. If this high-grade cultivator was indeed a spy, the Controlling Spirit Sect cannot do much against it, since we all hail from different alliances. Most cultivators will not believe we deliberately framed Elder Gu. We simply need to explain ourselves and present the information we gathered from the Moulan. Once verified, no trouble should arise. The Controlling Spirit Sect should already have some doubts about Elder Gu. Even if they don't, careful scrutiny of his past actions will reveal suspicious behavior. The bald man's expression shifted as he unfolded his brow, producing a white jade slip. Brother Han's words are reasonable. I also used a secret technique to record his previous words in this jade slip. It will serve as evidence when the time comes. Old Man Ma exhaled in relief. That will suffice. It is unfortunate that fellow Taoist Bu could not bear witness due to his severe injuries. But it will not pose a problem. As the three discussed the details further, hissing sounds suddenly erupted from the silver light barrier surrounding them. The sudden noises left all three bewildered, exchanging quick, tense glances. Before the bald man could act, a massive explosion of flames burst from within the barrier. A green claw shot out like lightning, striking the barrier and causing it to tremble violently. What is this? He still has the strength to shock the restriction, the bald man exclaimed. Alarm etched across his face. He quickly formed an incantation and struck the barrier with a white spell seal, causing the many small flowers of light to vanish, revealing the scene inside. What they saw chilled them to the bone. Gu Shuangpu was gone. In his place was a half-man, half-demon serpent monster. Its body wore Gu Shuangpu's clothing, but every visible inch of skin was covered in green scales. Its 2 eyes glimmered with an icy, eerie light. Its 10 fingers were tipped with razor-sharp claws, and 2-meter-long tails lightly tapped the floor as if testing their surroundings. The face, once recognizable as Gu Shuangpu's, now twisted into something terrifying. Its serpent tongue flickered in the air as it hissed, emitting a sound that sent shivers down their spines. Old Man Ma's face went deathly pale. This is the spirit fuse technique. He has merged with the twin-tailed jade serpent. He stammered. The bald man's expression mirrored panic. Spirit fuse technique? That is a lost secret technique. Does he not fear being banished from the cycle of reincarnation? The serpent monster, sensing their fear, began to move aggressively. Its gaze swept past the three outside the barrier, and it flicked its tongue before splitting open its cheeks and spitting out a stream of purple-black venom toward them. The bald man immediately stopped his incantation and pointed to the command medallion in his hand. Silver light radiated as 10 silver spell seals shot toward the barrier, each releasing a dragon's cry. The barrier flashed violently and thickened, with countless silver flows condensing at the top. The black-purple venom struck the barrier, turning a portion of it black. The color quickly spread to cover nearly 3 meters. The serpent monster's expression twisted into malicious delight. It lashed its 2 tails against the floor, propelling itself in a streak of green light and slashing at the barrier with its claws, tearing a large hole through the once strong barrier as though it were paper. The monster attempted to escape, but both Old Man Ma and the bald man were ready. They enveloped themselves in protective layers of light from their respective treasures. Knowing the sheer danger of an early nascent soul cultivator employing the spirit fuse technique, its cultivation, they reckoned, was on par with a mid-nascent soul cultivator, formidable but not invincible. Han Li, however, sighed with a faint note of helplessness and decided to act. In a blur, he closed the distance to the tear in the barrier and stood in front of the monster. Blocking its path, the serpent monster, its malicious gaze sharp, spat a stream of purple-black venom at him. "Be careful, fellow Taoist Han, dodge quickly," both shouted, their voices filled with alarm. But Han Li remained still, his eyes flashing strangely. As the venom approached, he raised his arm, enveloping his hand in flickering blue flames. Calmly, he reached out and intercepted the venom with his hand. The 2 nascent soul cultivators' hearts sank at the sight, but Han Li's expression held a faint, almost imperceptible sneer. Another blob of venom was spat, but the outcome was the same. With precise control, Han Li froze the venom in midair, turning it into a thread of ice spanning nearly 1 meter. The monster's delight turned to shock. Han Li had silently moved behind it and pressed his flaming blue hand to the back of its neck. The monster's body was instantly encased in a sparkling blue crystalline shell, transforming it into a frozen ice sculpture. Han Li then extended his other hand, releasing a dense arc of golden lightning that wrapped around the ice sculpture in a slim net. Blue radiance and golden light fused violently, exploding into fragments. Inch-sized chunks of ice scattered, and a fist-sized black-purple object shot outward but was caught by the golden net. Piercing, inhuman wails rang out from the captured object. With a stern expression, Han Li closed the hand that emitted the lightning and caused the net to constrict, rupturing it into golden brilliance and causing it to disappear from view. And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw Han Li carefully handle a delicate situation involving the Controlling Spirit Sect and the Moulan spies. He demonstrated remarkable intelligence and foresight, analyzing the situation to ensure that he and his allies could present the truth without facing backlash. Han Li's ability to remain calm under pressure and strategically plan his next steps showed just how capable he is in navigating complex political and martial challenges. The tension escalated when Gu Shuangpu suddenly transformed into a terrifying half-man, half-serpent spirit-fused monster. This creature, with green scales covering its body, icy eyes, razor-sharp claws, and 2 long, agile tails, demonstrated the raw power and danger of the spirit-fused technique. Its aggressive attacks, including venom that could corrode barriers, revealed how formidable even a newly spirit-fused monster could be. For a moment, it seemed unstoppable, and the severity of the threat left everyone outside the barrier in awe and fear. Despite the overwhelming danger, Han Li acted with precision and skill. Using his blue flames, he intercepted the monster's venom and immobilized it, showcasing not only his combat ability but also his control over spirit energy. He then followed up with a net of golden lightning, shattering the frozen ice sculpture of the monster and neutralizing the threat completely. This sequence highlighted Han Li's courage, quick thinking, and mastery of advanced techniques, demonstrating that even seemingly insurmountable obstacles can be overcome with skill and determination. This episode emphasizes Han Li's growth as both a strategist and a fighter. It shows that intelligence and courage, combined with mastery of one's abilities, can turn the tide against even the most fearsome opponents. It also foreshadows the challenges and powerful enemies Han Li will face on his journey, keeping viewers on edge for what is to come. If you enjoyed this episode or found it thrilling, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the latest episodes in Han Li's adventure. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next video.